Paternity in the state of Georgia is this establishment of whether or not a father is the biological father of a child. You file a paternity action in order to usually get child support from that father. And that's really the only reason for paternity action. Legitimation is a whole different matter. Quite often, if a mother files a paternity action against a father, there is a counterclaim filed by the father seeking legitimation of the child. So then they become one central focus to be resolved all at once. The mother of a child born out of wedlock has all parental rights in the state of Georgia. Father has no rights whatsoever. The father can only obtain any rights at all to the child, the right to visit, the right to anything, by filing an action to legitimate the child. Only the father can file an action to legitimate. He has to ask for legitimation. When you raise a paternity issue, quite often legitimation follows right behind it, and you resolve all these issues in regard to custody, visitation, child support, etc. A father has no right to have any award of visitation or custody until a court grants legitimation. You cannot have one without the other under the laws of Georgia. The mother of a child born out of wedlock has all rights to the child: the right to physical custody, the right to legal custody. She doesn't have to give the father access whatsoever to the child. She can if she chooses, but she doesn't have to. It's as if that child had no father. Mother has all power in regard to a child born out of wedlock until legitimation takes place. Once a legitimation takes place, the father has the same rights as if the child had been born in wedlock. He can ask for custody, visitation, joint legal custody usually is addressed. All the rights that a father of a child born in wedlock can be addressed for a father of a child born out of wedlock once legitimation has been awarded. The court has to make that ruling on legitimation first before they start ruling on custody and child support, or just custody. Child support can be done without legitimation. The father of a child born out of wedlock, in order to legitimate the child, must file an action for legitimation in court. If the father has any concerns about whether or not he is in fact the biological parent of that child, he can ask for a DNA test, and the court will usually order that test take place. And if the DNA test comes back and shows the child is in fact the offspring of that father, then the father can continue to pursue the legitimation. If that test comes back and says he's not the biological father, his case is dead. The court will dismiss it because he has no rights to a child that he did not father. There are many shared parenting arrangements available to unmarried parents. Quite often the parties will agree that dad is the biological father of the child, and paternity can be established based on their agreement. A father has to be very careful if he doesn't request a DNA test and he goes into court and agrees to paternity being established, because once it's established, he is the father of that child. And it's very difficult to undo that. Once legitimation takes place, then the same custody arrangements that could be made in a court case where the parties were married can be made in regard to the custody and visitation of a child born out of marriage. Very same ones. If you have any questions in regard to the rights of unmarried parents to their children, whether it be paternity or legitimation, call Daniels and Taylor. We're here to help.